What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve. Thank you for joining us, and today we are talking about another Yeezy 380. And I don't know how you feel, but I feel like the 380 is kind of a microcosm of being a Kanye West fan for the last 5 or 6 years. It seems like they are doing everything they can to make being a fan of the 380 hard. Kanye's behavior the last 5 years, the 380's behavior in terms of these colorways. They are making it hard to be a 380 truther like me, because I got my hands on my first pair of 380s not too long ago with the Onyx colorway, and I was wondering why nobody was feeling these sneakers and why they weren't as hyped as other Yeezys, and we kind of figured that out in that video on the Onyx, which I will have linked for you at the end for you to check out. But I'm like, okay, here, we're good now. We are on the right path. They're going to start releasing more wearable dope colorways, and seemingly the next day I say that, we get these things. The Yeezy 380 Hylte. I was calling them the highlight for a while because of this color, but you know, maybe it's not all bad. Let's take a closer look and dive deeper into these bad boys right here. Alright guys, now that you've seen a closer look of these bad boys right here, these are the Adidas Yeezy 380s in the Hylte, whatever colorway. Before we get into that, welcome, thank you for joining us, and if you are new here, you know what to do. You got to hit that like and subscribe and join the family, because we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I've got some helpful links down in the description for you as well. Maybe even cop these bad boys if they are still around, but some great sneaker books, my favorite sneaker books, as well as some protective shoe spray to gift yourself or a sneakerhead in your life this holiday season. So check those out. Now, let's talk about these things, these gray poupon, mustard seed looking Yeezy 380s. If you're not familiar with the 380 in terms of what it is as a shoe, it is a kind of more organic shaped, exaggerated silhouette of the 350, and it's got way more boost, which is why I think these things are kind of superior to the 350 in terms of fit and finish. And unlike the 350s, which you kind of have to mess with sizing a little bit, it's typically a half size up recommendation. I have been able to go with my true size for the 380s and have found them to be very comfortable. So maybe even that lends to why I like these more, because it's just a little bit more straightforward. Easier to order your size and be done with it, and you know it's going to fit well. Now, one of the things I also love about the 380s is they add some cushioning in the heel counter, which makes these just that much more comfortable over the long haul compared to a 350. Now, with this colorway, just like the Onyx colorway, you're getting that military style / reptilian organic looking texture knit pattern that you are getting on this upper. You're getting those perforations you see along here with that kind of TPU glazy thing kind of glazed over the top there. Gives this part of the upper a little bit more of a reflective element, although these aren't the full reflective colorways, which we'll talk about why I don't like that they do a reflective and a non-reflective version. We'll get there, but again, that's what you get along here, and you get the rest of the colorway. These different tones of yellow and green kind of reminds me, I see a little bit of mustard, I see a little bit of ecto cooler, high C, slime, I don't know. That's kind of what you get here, and that has turned people off. I mean, people have been using that puking emoji to describe these things because the color is kind of close, and I get it, although I've been able to kind of look past that and kind of enjoy this for what it is. It's a nice pop of color, and I think paired with the right colors in your fit, I think you can rock these and get away with it and, dare I say, look good. But let's talk a little bit about what they're doing with these 380s. And I don't know why they're doing it, but it seems like they are purposefully making it hard for us to be fans of 380s, and that in some strange way parallels the trajectory of Kanye West as a public figure for the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, from donning the red hat to saying the crazy stuff about slavery to kind of, you know, and we can acknowledge and appreciate that he is trying to address his mental health and all that. Fact remains, you know, he's been saying controversial things for a long time. And for the most part, they were kind of easier to get over, but he's gotten a little more, dare I say, off the rails in recent memory. And frankly, as someone who's been a huge Kanye West fan, I found it harder to be a fan of him as a person. I can respect his artistry and his work with what he's doing here, but in some ways, I feel like the way they're treating these 380s is the way that that's felt for me, because it's been hard or exhaustive to defend Kanye and a lot of the things he's said or done in recent memory. And some of these Yeezy 380 colorways are equally hard to defend, like those 380 Azures that just came out. So there was the Azure Reflective, which looks nice. And then I hit on a raffle for the Azure Non-Reflective, and immediately looking at closer photos of that, I realized why I hit on that, because they look terrible. And these don't look terrible in my opinion. These actually look pretty cool, and in hand, I like them, but I just don't get why they are insisting on doing a reflective as well as a regular when the non-reflective clearly is inferior in most cases. I mean, it really is. Now, with the Onyx, I think you can get away with that. With these, I think to a point you can get away with that. But how anyone looked at those Azure things and were like, yeah, we're gonna release that. Lord have mercy. I don't get it. I don't know why there can't be more straightforward colorways with this sneaker. Even give us some of those tan looking sandy brown earth tone deals. Just give us something that we can acclimate ourselves to these first, and then you can go trying some crazier colorways, because as we've seen with artistry of all kinds, you have to build up a little bit of credit with your audience first before you can start getting more experimental, and we will accept it and give you the chance. Because for the most part, if we are unfamiliar with something and it's kind of coming out the gate kind of crazy at you, chances are people aren't going to vibe with it. But, you know, if it's something that we are familiar with, something that has shown us that it can do well in the past, we will be more or less willing to accept the risk-taking after the fact. And I think they need to establish this more with some concrete colorways for people to fall in love with before you go into crazier things like this. Because for someone like me, I kind of get it and I'm kind of rocking with it, but I know a lot of people were not. And that's a shame, because this is an insanely comfortable shoe. It's a beautiful silhouette, and it deserves better colorways that more people want to rock. And I'm not saying that we need to help the sheep continue to be sheep. You know, I think you should think for yourself and make your own opinions. And that's what I try to do as much as possible on this channel as well. But at the same time, I can understand that going all out on things like this right out the bat is not necessarily the recipe for success and for getting something to catch on. And maybe they're selling so many Yeezy sneakers that they just don't care, and they're just gonna do what they want to do with the 380s. It's kind of an experimental line, and that's that. But if that's the case, it makes them a little bit easier to get, and I can appreciate that, because I have had a hard time getting Yeezys in my possession, and I frankly do not wish to pay resale. So I gladly will let those other ones go, and I will take what comes to me at a fair price. But that's just me. And that does it for me, guys, on this video of the Yeezy 380s in the Hylte. I just call them the highlight colorway because it's kind of a highlighter color. But like I said, it's an acquired taste, and you gotta sit with it a little bit, I think, to appreciate it a little more. But it's not gonna be for everybody, and that's okay. There are plenty of sneakers out there for you to rock. But if you are feeling these, or if you are not feeling these, drop a comment down below. I will hit you back, because I'm the CEO responding to comments, so I will respond. And of course, consider hitting that like and subscribe, guys, joining the family. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I want you to be a part of the ride. Of course, check the links in the description to cop these if they are still available, as well as some other helpful links, my favorite sneaker books, as well as some protective shoe spray to keep your kicks clean. And with that, hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you are watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.